Almost. Stand by, Mayor. Okay, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Go ahead.
Good evening. I'd like to call a closed section in order. Roll call, please.
Mayor Top,
Here.
Vice Mayor Ho,
Here.
Councilmember Contreras,
Here.
Councilmember Doe,
Here.
All right. Do we have any comment
yes, we
from
do.
the public?
Yes, we do. We have a request to speak from Jodi Boyd. And then anybody else who would like to speak, just raise your hand. So first speaker is Jodi Boyd.
Hi, can you hear me okay?
Yes.
I cannot hear you, Sigler.
Mr. Mayor, can you, this is Jodi.
Okay. Please, yes.
Good evening, Mr. Mayor, the city council, and the city staff that are on the call. I'm not sure if Steve Sheldon is on this call, but I wish he were, and I wish I could speak to him directly. I am speaking this evening regarding closed session item number 2, regarding the E&A with Sheldon Development for a potential civic center redevelopment. I'm going to urge you to discontinue all discussions and talks with Mr. Sheldon and walk away. At the last city council meeting, Mr. Sheldon told a $5 million lie. I will repeat, a $5 million lie. And it is caught on the video from the last city council meeting, where he was very evasive and danced around Councilman Contreras's repeated questions whether or not Coastline College had actually committed to $5 million for parking rights. I did follow up on that item, and I sent an email to the chancellor of Coastline Community College. I will note that Mr. Sheldon claims that he's been talking to Christine Wen, a vice president at Coastline. She does report directly up to the chancellor. And then the chancellor, of course, reports up to the board of trustees. So I also included the board of trustees on the email. I'm going to read to you the immediate response that I received from the Coastline College Chancellor, John Weisfenning, PhD. Jodi, thank you for bringing this to my attention. Coastline College has been engaged in discussions with the city of Westminster for a long time to try to enlarge access to parking in Westminster near the Lijiao Center. However, we have not reached any agreement, not even an understanding of any amount that Coastline would pay in the future for parking access. I have also included the video snippet to the Chancellor and Christine Wen, and I've included the snippet to all of you as well. So everybody is aware of Mr. Sheldon's bold-faced lies and continued evasiveness. I would also like to ensure that everybody is aware of why that campus across from City Hall is named, and I'm going to mispronounce this, but the Lijiao Center. It is named in honor of the Li family, prominent family within Westminster. They founded Lee's Sandwich, and Mr. Frank Zhao, who is also a prominent member and family within Westminster and owns one of the Vietnamese mall areas down in Little Saigon. So this is truly a travesty. We should not believe a word Steve says. It's my understanding that we're not even operating under a valid ENA anymore. So let's cut ties and walk away. And I have shared this with local media. Thank you.
Okay, next speaker is Terry Raines. Okay, Terry, go ahead.
Christine, your volume is kind of low, just so you know.
Okay.
Cannot hear you.
Good evening, Terry Raines, Westminster. Item 2 on the closed session agenda is conference with real property negotiators pursuant to Government Code Section 54956.8, property 8200 Westminster Boulevard, Westminster, California. City negotiator, interim city manager Sherry Johnson, and interim community development director Alexa Smittle. Negotiating party, Steve Sheldon, Sheldon Development LLC. Under negotiation, price and terms of payment. Because of your prior Brown Act violations by this council related to closed session discussions, I'm going to remind you of what you can and cannot discuss during tonight's closed session for this item. The only items that may be discussed are: 1, the amount of consideration the city is willing to pay or accept in exchange for real property rights to be acquired or transferred in this particular transaction. 2, the form, manner, and timing of how that consideration will be paid. And 3, items that are essential to arriving at the authorized price and payment terms, such that their public disclosure would be tantamount to revealing the information that the exception permits to be confidential. So in simpler terms, price and terms of payment, period. You may not discuss the presentation made by Steve Sheldon at the August 12th, 2020 City Council meeting. You may not discuss an extension or other terms of the ENA between the city and Steve Sheldon. You may not discuss any specifics of a development plan, and you may not discuss the financial elements of the pro forma documents. All of these matters must be discussed in open session. I contend that the ENA with Sheldon has terminated, and that Mr. Sheldon has not been transparent or honest with the city. Because of the many exceptions the city has made to enforcing the terms, or not enforcing, the terms of the ENA in favor of Mr. Sheldon, the city could face serious legal consequences in the future. I want you to please keep all of this in mind during your closed session discussion. I will elaborate more on these issues during oral communications at the regular meeting later on tonight. Oh, and to Mr. Sheldon, who I am sure is listening, that was real professional of you to use a very distracting Zoom backdrop during your presentation at the last city council meeting. Were you trying to look cool or something? Because your arms and parts of your face kept disappearing when you moved. Those features are fine to use when you're chatting with friends, but not for formal public agency meetings. Maybe your intention was to distract everyone, so we wouldn't pay attention to the details of your presentation. Too bad it didn't work. Thank you.
If there's, at this time, last call for any speakers. Okay, I have no,
You still have very low volume.
do I? Can you guys hear me? Hear me now a little bit?
Low, low. You need like a microphone or earpiece or something.
Yeah, no, I'm using the same.
Now it's
Now
better.
Really good, yes.
Yeah, okay,
Yeah,
better?
now it's good.
Okay, maybe
Good,
I was.
okay.
All right, thanks, guys.
Do we have any other speaker?
We have no other speakers. So at this time, I'm going to put everyone on hold. So just give me
Okay.
a second. Sorry, this part takes a bit.